Your ITRT staff here. I'm going to provide a short video to get you oriented to the new Outlook web app, and whether you're using it temporarily or it's your primary means of email management, this video should be helpful. This video though is designed just to give you the very bare bones basics to get your email, manage your email, etc. There are several more advanced features in Outlook web app, and if you'd like to know more about them, contact your ITRTs. We'd be happy to sit down with you and talk to you personally about it. Okay, so let's start off here by logging in. I'm going to go up to my browser window, type in https://oa.ksbe.edu. If you don't put in the S here, you won't get to the right spot, so be sure you do that. This is your login screen. I recommend bookmarking that. Okay, so now we'll talk about what's your domain is just ksbe/ and your username. And then it's your AD login. Okay. Now you're at your email. So let's give a quick tour of what you're going to see here. Left-hand side, all of your folders, okay, that you should be familiar with. Down below, just so that you're aware, there are several views, whether you're in Mail, Calendar, Contacts, Tasks, or Public Folders. This will change the view of what you see on your screen. So most often you want to be in Mail, and that's where we're focusing today. But for example, if I click Calendar, okay, then I will see my calendar. I can also go up here, change the view of my calendar, okay, etc., etc. By the way, your calendar in Outlook web app is very robust, a lot of great features, easy to share, set up meetings, etc. If it's something you don't use and are interested, please let us know. We'd be happy to show it to you. But for right now, we're going to focus back down on Mail, okay? On the left-hand side, I see the standard folders, inbox, sent items, deleted, and all the folders. Notice here's my name that I have created underneath my name to manage my email. Okay, this is where I archive my emails. If you wish to create a folder, all you have to do is hover over one of the folders if you wish to create a folder within. So if I wanted to create a folder within Blackboard folder, I hover over it, I click the Control key on my keyboard and the mouse, and I would say create new folder, and it would create a folder that's underneath Blackboard. Blackboard Docs, for example. So I've created that. I can hide it or open it as I see fit. Just another way to help manage your email files. It's sometimes helpful to have more of a granular approach within the folders, up to you. But if I want to create another folder at the main level, I simply hover over my name, and look what happens, by the way, when I do that. When I hover over my name, I don't have to do anything. This dialog box comes up that says 121.8 megabytes of mailbox space used. That's how much of my allotted 500 megabytes that I've used. So sometimes it can be helpful to know, especially when you think you might be getting close to full. Okay, but while my mouse is over my name, I click Control, click, and again I can create a new folder. Test folder 2, or whatever you want to call it. And there it is. Okay, it's just as easy to get rid of it. Hover over it, Control, click, delete, and it's then going to ask me, are you sure? Yeah, I want to get rid of that one, and it goes away. So that's how to manage your folders and the views. Let's pop over one more. The way I have set up my email on Outlook right now is where I have my main folders, the list of messages in each folder, and then the messages themselves on the right. I can change that by going directly up above my messages in the middle column here, where I have all these buttons, to view. If I click on view, right now I have the reading pane is clicked on right. If I go bottom, it will put the individual message on the bottom, if that's your preference. Okay. If I go back to view and I click off, it will make it so that all you see are the folders and the list of messages, and in order to see the message themselves, you just double click and it pops up. Okay, so either way, I tend to like it. Oh, by the way, when I clicked it off, notice I get reply all, and forward at the top as options that weren't there before, and that's because there's more space. Don't worry, if you change the view, and I go back to either right or bottom, if I change right, for example, and I go back, those three options disappear, but don't worry, they're in the individual messages. They just take the form of these three arrows. Reply, reply all, and forward. Okay? Just so you're aware of that. So anyway, that's how you can change the view depending on your personal preferences for managing email. Okay, we did create folders, buttons up here at the top. Okay, new, delete, move, filter, view. A lot of them, again, are very straightforward. If I want a new message, you click on that and you get your standard dialog box, make a message. You can put an attachment, etc., etc. We're pretty familiar with that. Okay, cancel that. Okay, oops, I do want to get rid of that. I'm sorry. Delete. This one is the message I'm on. It's checked. If I click delete, it will delete it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. It's gone. The next one is automatically checked. I can highlight several messages, delete them, whatever I wish to do. Okay, so you want to be careful about that. It will move it to your deleted items folder. Okay, all right, go back to my inbox. Move. This is another obvious one. These, by the way, these are the folders I visited recently, and below this line here, I can move to a folder or copy to a folder. So if you want more than one copy of the message, if you make copies, that way it stays in one folder and gets copied to another one. If you want to actually move it, okay, I can click move. So let's say I wish to move this message. I'm going to move it from my inbox, and I'm going to move it to Atomic Learning folder, just for purposes of example. And I go move, it disappears, and then I go over here to my Atomic Learning, okay, and there it is. So let's say now I don't want it there, I want to move it back, which I do. I'm going to click move to folder, and I'm going to move it back, it's alphabetical now, to my inbox. Where's my inbox? Inbox, and click move. And it will take it back to my inbox. Okay. Filter, this is interesting. This is where show items in this folder that are, for example, unread. So this is my inbox, and I can, if I have lots and lots and lots of messages in my inbox and I'm searching for something, this allows me to filter how I organize this, okay? So if I say something, anything that was unread, and I apply that rule, oh, I've read everything, so that's a great way to find out if there are any messages that I haven't read. Okay, so I'm going to change that filter back to all things that are sent to me. I'll apply that. Okay, I can also say filter with attachments that were sent to me, and I apply. Now it's only messages that have attachments. So let's say I'm searching for an attachment that somebody sent me. I know it was in an email, it's in my inbox. I can just call up the messages that have attachments. It makes the search process quicker. Okay, and I'll get rid of that and apply. Okay, so just a couple things to help you keep organized. All right, and then we did see view already. One thing I didn't show you, which is conversations. If I click on use conversations, notice that there will be an arrow that will appear next to some messages. These are messages that have several emails associated with them. So for example, you send a message, someone replies back, you reply back, they reply back. All of those messages are in the same thread, and sometimes it's helpful to see those messages together even if they come in several days apart. So if I click on Use Conversations and I click on any one of the messages that has one of these arrows, okay, it will show on the right-hand pane, as I have it organized, all of those messages that are associated with that thread, so that when you're replying, you can see what has been discussed if you forgot a couple days ago and you want to make sure and make your reply as efficient as possible. Okay, so that's a view you can use. Again, that's under View, Use Conversations. Okay, couple more quick items before we're done here. At the top right, there are two items. One is Find Someone. If I click on that, let me just type in my name, and I click Enter, it will show me all of the email addresses for people named Justin in the organization. Okay, so if you're looking up somebody's email address, you can go find whichever one you want. It's a quick way to look people up. It's a nice search feature right there. And options right next to it. If I click on options, several things pop up. I can change the theme if I wish to change the color of my email. I have green selected, but you can change anything you want. If I click on show options, or see all options, excuse me, this is where you manage your email account. I won't go into the details, but if you need to change a password, if you're setting something up where you're setting a notification that you're going to be away on vacation, you can set that here. If you go into settings, and I have mail, this is where you write your signature, for example, things that appear at the bottom of every email message, your name, phone number, email address, whatever you want to do, you can set here. What font you want to use for emailing, size, etc. A lot of people like to play around with this, and they can change the defaults. You can search through here, find out what you want to know, ask us if you want to know more information, but this is where you manage your email account. And in the upper right, left-hand corner here, notice I'm in Options. I can just go backtrack here to Mail, and that takes me back to the main Mail window. And that concludes the quick orientation of Outlook Web App. If you have any further questions or would like more detailed instructions, please let your ITRT know. We'd be happy to meet with you and get you all set up. Thank you very much.